Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Assurance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Well, kind of interesting day yesterday, didn't we? So, all the other charts are loading. Bitcoin is still kind of skidding along the bottom here at 3,600. So that's kind of fun. Wonder, while we're waiting for things to load, let's run our chart early. Yeah. Anyways, here, so yesterday, we did end up with an up day in the E-mini. Actually, we actually closed up, but then, overnight, and it was a good up, really. It really was. But then, after the close, Donald Trump said that he was going to impose more tariffs on China, and we fell back. I'm surprised that we are still here. I really am. And here you can see it in the Treasuries, too. In ZN, we tested lower, failed, and we also tested lower overnight. And in ZB, I think we're just above. Yeah, 140 is still the bull bear zone. That's interesting. Well, I really think that we could move higher. I feel like yesterday was pretty bad. Okay, what do we got? 94, and that's at 39.20. So we're actually a little bit lower than that. We're 94. Anyways, 1338. I'm not gonna make a trade until the open, but if I see buying on the open, I want to buy. Let's do the whole links, yeah. Oof. I'm fighting the desire for sniffles here. What's up on Spain? You know what? I like this Patrick Rooney guy. We're gonna give him a special flair, I think. In a second. Okay, we're gonna. Good morning, good morning. Where's my dashboard? What's CNBC talking about? They're talking about Manafort. Apple's route worsens after Trump says U.S. could place 10% tariff on iPhones. Do it! Don't really do it. I'm really torn. I know this sounds so. What is the word? Non-empathetic, but like, I'm really happy to see Apple going. I never liked Apple. Okay, they're buying. I've never liked Apple, but they're such a big component of the S&P, you know. So you don't really want to see them go down. It's really bad for the market. And we all lose money. I mean, we all have money in 401ks and stuff, right? So it's not a good thing when the market goes down. But I kind of feel like Apple ran this China thing a little bit too long, and it's time for them to pay the price. And I hate their software anyways. But, that's how it goes. Okay. Well, we're just kind of have to see if they do it. Ugh. Okay. I like it. We did move up. What color should we give him? About green. We'll give him green. I like that. Okay. I am noticing, or we should note rather, liquidity is a little lighter today. Probably seeing an early roll. Like, I wouldn't see any reason why you wouldn't want to roll right now. Not necessarily for us scalping, but some of the longer term people, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't want to roll. The Magic Pony Rainbow Indicator. That's interesting. I like it. Maybe could use a different color scheme, but it looks interesting. Good morning. I see people filtering in now. I don't know. I mean, that 085 is getting weak. But you're not seeing it here in the 5-year. 5-year doesn't look like they're interested in moving up at all. And we could tick down, and that could tick this down. Okay, it's equalized a little bit, and some orders have hit in. E-mini is moving down. E-mini is actually moving quite a bit for their early market, and they're like right at lows, like right at lows. Already flirting with the lows. Okay, so we should be where FOMC member Claridia speaks at 6:30. Um, talk about data dependence and monetary policy. So that might actually be dovish, but we'll see.
Data at this stage in US rate cycle. Gradual rate hikes appropriate as data shows way of neutral policy stance, way to neutral stance. Policy rates currently just below Fed's longer run neutral estimate. Proximity to neutral policy a matter of judgment. FOMC has range of views. Uncertainty around neutral policy maximum highlights need data dependency. Policy should aim to sustain US growth and achieve dual mandate. Risk now more systemic, less skewed to downside than in the past. Expects inflation to remain anchored, watching for signs of weakness, would back more rate
Good
hikes
deal.
than expected if inflation surprised to the upside. US economic fundamentals are robust, GDP growth is strong.
Sees
Expects US
expansion
growth at
becoming
least
the
in line with
longest on record.
2019. Labour market robust, wage growth peaking.
Cautions on risks
GDP
of
growth
raising rates
confidence
too fast or too
actually does
slow.
remain loose as no one has ever emerged as a winner from a trade war.
Less
Says
skewed to
lead
downside versus
protectionism,
3 years ago.
nationalism, not the trade. He wants a negotiated solution on trade based on effects. Comments there from Lou on trade talk. Back
Okay.
to Florida then sees US expansion becoming longest on record. Cautious on risks of raising rates too fast and too slowly. With both directions. Florida expects inflation to remain anchored, watching for signs of weakness.
Neutral rate uncertain. Doves are crying. Yes. That's Zero Hedge saying doves are crying.
Policy rate currently just below Fed's longer running.
Okay, well, a little bit too much volatility over this news, I think. I don't like what just happened here at 27.
By clarity backs Fed's gradual hikes as
Hmm. Taliban. Successful attack in Afghanistan. Hmm. Okay. So they seemed that seemed to have been a possible failure there to move lower. Gave him a pretty good look there, I felt. Decent number of contracts absorbed on the offer there, too. It seems like it really moved. Well, not really moved, but it did move the currencies a little bit there. Just a little bit, not a ton. Okay. Some absorption there on the bid. Yeah, I see that little flicker white. Okay.
Countries must come to terms and respect difference, avoid ideological. News. December loading for crude oil cargoes drops due to lower than expected production. Trade sources, energy news. And next one says no update, unlikely duration. Buzzard oil field has shut down for also.
It seems like the 10-year is trying to buy it up, but is not really. Okay, that was really interesting. So 10-year has been trying to buy it up, and they didn't convince anybody. And it looks like that the 5-year had a little bit of drama and ticked down. Ooh. Okay. Hmm. I mean, I do see support, but it's very tenuous. I really wonder what caused that move down in the 5 year, particularly. It seems like the 5 year let us down. That would kind of tend to mean that they want to buy the e-mini, but I don't know. When they do this yesterday, it was here, yeah, and they moved us down, and they bought the e-mini.
A risk skewed.
You can see though they're not exactly excited to sell six. And it ticks up. When it ticks up, it's not super encouraging. I think that's because the 5 year is just not flipping. See, barely any being put on the bid or the offer at 065. A little bit of a stack at 29 though. Uh, okay, but again, 5 year not. Himinim. Morning. Got a few people on Twitch. Hi. Yeah, this is I'm wondering if this is gonna be like yesterday, where it seems really slow up until about 6:50 my time, and then something happens and it gets moving. I'm also kind of suspicious that maybe a how are you? Oh, hey, how are you doing? Oh, okay. I can see that you're a loser with no life that you know, has nothing more interesting to do than to come in and see what I'm doing because your own trading isn't interesting enough. You know, obviously, if people, some people just enjoy having the company, I suppose. But I do kind of like this support that we're seeing here, but I'm not too happy about what I'm seeing in the 5 year. So it's seems like what I'm seeing in the 10 year is just not, moving across to the other markets. So they're holding 15 there now. It's a little interesting because it's thin enough today that you can actually see the robots putting in their targets and pulling them when they don't get it. Decent amount on offer here at 065 for some reason.
Clarida, as policy moves neutral, need to be more data dependent, not on a preset course. Clarida says not on a preset course, as policy moves towards neutral estimates, data dependent.
You hear that, Mr. Powell? I think you should listen to her. I think she might have something there. Maybe we should raise rates based on the data and not based on the fear that they're not high enough and that we won't be able to lower them during the next crisis. Because it's kind of pointless if the raising causes the next crisis, right? That's what I think.
Focus on inflation expectations, Vice Chair.
Hmm. See, I don't understand. They're not selling it here. Oh, okay. Agree the community from me. We'll still say hi. We got a couple listenings, so. Mm-mm-mm. It's thickening up a little bit there. I'm not seeing like a huge change here or here though. ZB's not ready to let them pull down yet. But like really like this thing right here, you know?
Block cell.
Yep.
Want to operate with smallest balance sheet possible while still achieving objectives. We're not returning to pre-crisis portfolio prices.
This looks a lot like yesterday. Yeah, look at them hit that easy. Yeah.
Corporate debt. Now you got a new deal coming to market via IBM, dollar benchmark, 2-year fixed and floater, and a 3-year fixed.
Hmm. So they are into some support.
There are abundance of excess. Right, 10 minutes, top of the hour here, and we have home price data out of the US alongside case Schiller data as well. FHFA house price indexing data.
Well,
In
now
terms of
they're.
case Schiller 20,
He's gonna keep talking
it's in
himself.
up 0.2%, range zero point 0.1 to 0.4. Case Schiller 20 year over year seen 5.3%, 5.5 last month, range 5.1 to 5.6.
There we go.
As for the house price index month over month, that's seen up 0.4% in last month, 3% rise. Trader says operational independence is important. Current rate framework serves us well.
So this is a good chance to kind of test our theory about when you hit into a spot, it often will still go for 2 ticks. But then we also have the low 2 ticks there. So are they going to break a new low and go down to 025? You know? And that just showed up.
Obviously, more
But there is some support at 24 in ZB.
that's the end of comments there from reader at this event.
Well, I'm still a little bit cautious because this is a little bit too much like yesterday. And I'm concerned that they're going to try and make it look like yesterday and then flip it or something. Okay, so there's the ZB falling down to its low. Look at that. See there, and they're just taking them all at once.
Decent grade corporate debt coming with Home Depot. With a dollar benchmark, 3-year fixed Treasuries. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know exactly how you play that, but there's probably a good spread trade in there between um the three of these because the 10-year isn't going up as high. Maybe that means that you short the 10-year and buy these ones on the expectation that the 10-year catches up. I'm not sure if that's the right way to play it because that the 10-year is reluctant to do that. Doesn't that mean that it's less likely to happen?
7.9% for year over year.
They're not putting very big offers on anymore. 5-year tick down. Well, I think it would be unusual for them to get to this point and not go for the lows, but I'm not so sure if I can sell another contract here. Sell 045, and that would put my risk at 05, and then that's too much. Like, what if they bounce back up? This has been a really sharp move down.
A little over 3 minutes now to the top of the hour. We are looking at US homes data. And we look more closely at the Case-Shiller data. The Case-Shiller 20 is up 0.2%, 0.1 the range 0.1 to 0.4. Year over year seen at 5.3, up down from 5.5, the range 5.1 to 5.6. Get the monthly home prices, FHFA home price data as well for September. That's expected to show a 0.4% gain from 3% last time around. Mexico unemployment rate also up to 3.4%, 3.41 from 3.6. That Mexican trade balance data also up.
They should have that earlier trade. I'm just looking at where it was. Oh no, no, never mind. I got in at the right spot. Obviously this, I bought it when it was up here. And at the time there wasn't really that much of an indication that it was going to come down here other than that there was some liquidity there. But I didn't even really pay attention to that. It looked very different to me up until that happened. And what we could be seeing the same thing. I mean, I'd expect that we continue to move down, but they're not exactly rushing for it. Well, there was a flip. Actually, finally ticks up.
For a minute to go.
They did hit a standard deviation line there, actually, so.
Ten seconds.
Not really pulling for this.
Initial month over month, up 0.3% versus 0.2 predicted. Year over year, 5.1% versus 5.5. Looking for the home price data.
Still hasn't come through yet. We're expecting 0.4 though.
Repeat then, we see the month over month up 0.3% versus 0.2. Is the adjusted, unadjusted, it was flat, flat last month. Year over year comes in softer than expected, softer than previous at 5.1%.
0.33. No, that's not the HPA. We still haven't gotten it.
Mexico trade balance there, a deficit at 2.94. And 0.2 for the home house price index month over month, 0.2 in line with estimates. Right, that's not 0.2 from 0.4 expected after 0.3 last time around. That revised the point last time round.
HPA was 0.2 versus 0.4.
6% versus 6.1.
Hmm. And given my previous select, this is either not going to get filled or they're going to run right through it. The fact that it's so hard to get filled here, though, kind of does tell me something, right? See, if I had gotten filled, I would already have taken it off there. One sold into 045. Come on. Hmm. Man.
Send that maintenance on its
There was two. ZB stepped down to a low. Hmm. Of course, they clear it. Okay. Super slow. Do not want to be involved in that. So many people on Twitch today. Good morning, everybody. I wonder if they just happened to find me on the Twitch
Correction from the wires here now.
browsing or
Yeah.
what?
Brexit Wednesdays. Actually, the reported that Wednesdays. That meeting will take
I mean, they picked an awful day to come in and watch because this is boring as shit. Holy crap, this is slow. Did you see that? How long was I in that trade for? Okay, well, it was only 3 minutes to get to. Once I was in it, it was only 3 minutes. But I think I put that order in. Um, uh, you know what? I don't really want to go through all the effort to find out. I think I was waiting for a fill for like 5 minutes. I was like 20. I was like, when I got put in, I was like 50th in line. We waited like 10 minutes for 50 people to sell. That's crazy. It's dumb. It's dumb. I don't want to be touching this right now if it's being like that. Could be a reversal. Could not. I don't really know. There's probably not enough information for us to really make a decision like that right now. Maybe equities get exciting though. I feel like, well, so one thing I do want to put in is this. Just in case, because I feel like if we do push back up through there, that we could just retrace that whole thing and go up to highs. So I find they've held it at this 04 before already, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interest here. Which is really weird considering how aggressively they pushed it down, right? So I'm not quite sure why they did that, but maybe it has to do with the roll. I don't know. Okay, so there's some buying in the 5 year. Hmm. Yeah, I don't. Okay, there they took it down. That 5K in ZB traded awfully fast. They're hitting 05 fast too. Oh, look at that. Hmm. That was a big fight in ZF. That was a lot of volume that went through there. Big icebergs on both sides. Like, that's a good recipe for a move up. If they can manage it. Hmm. That's not too positive. Oh, hey, there you go. So they bought all of it that they had offered up there. And now they're aggressively hitting into 24/7. That's really good. That's a really good development for us. We'll see if They sell into this again. Okay. Okay. Well, I gotta be careful here. I'm not sure I want to necessarily be in this when the mini gets going, you know? This is flipped back and forth a few times now. So there, the bid stacked. Offer's not reacting. Like it's pumping. They're pulling and then stacking, pulling and then stacking to see if they can get people to do something. Okay. Good. Looks like the buyer won that one. Although it's not exactly you know, it would be a lot better if they were cleared 25 and had stacked something good there, you know, or if they said pulled or something. Let's see. So there is that 1024 there, but look, it's not like, doesn't look super solid to me. All right, let's take one off. Oh, they're still you're keeping in there. I'm surprised for you Twitch guys. Bravo. Usually, usually the Twitch is younger people and they don't have the attention span for this. But and this is really slow. But I'm actually quite. I'm finding this action quite interesting here, to be honest. Because we had a really strong move down and then a really big battle here in the 5 year, and there's like lots of volume trading in here too. Well, not necessarily like just lots of volume, but big icebergs that they're buying through. So something is definitely going on. It's just kind of like, yeah, you get the tick and then nothing happens. These trades wants to go short 2660, huh? Well, I mean, I do still like the E-mini short for sure, but so far that scenario hasn't really played out at all, has it? I thought we were pretty balanced up in here at 075 and they pushed us down very aggressively. You have to, I just don't want to be in this when the E-mini happens, right? Too close to open. Yeah. That's my thinking as well. Like when this opens, it's gonna be. I mean, it's been moving pretty. I mean, let me rephrase that. It it hasn't moved that far. Obviously, it's been less than 5 points movement in the E-mini, but they've been trading an unusually high amount of volume. I think he's got waffles cooking. There you go. You gotta eat before this trading starts, man. I tell you what, whenever I'm like, because sometimes I'll be late and I'll come over and I'll eat it, and I just don't feel like I trade as well when I do that. I'm gonna get the food out of the way so there's no distractions. That's just me though. I'm very easily distracted. Very easily distracted. Top step. I was just noticing somebody put a comment on the top step video. They're like, oh, you're just complaining because you can't pass it, which was something that I would expect somebody to say. But the whole thing, what isn't that it's impossible to pass, it's that the success parameters are well beyond what the market's going to typically give you. Like, you really have to hit it out of the park. And if you do pass, it's probably that you got lucky and not that you're a good trader.
Fed's Bullard saying possible cracks in growth to shape the Fed debate coming year. Growth over the next 2 years, other Fed hikes. Voter on policy already at or job market otherwise is strong. Only moderate does not expect unemployment spark inflation.
So the first impulse was a buy in the E-mini.
Just to repeat that then from Bullard, possible cracks in growth shape the Fed in the year. Cracks slower growth over the next Fed to rate. Of course, he is love.
Yeah, he does. But he doesn't vote in 2019. So nobody cares what he thinks. Apparently. Hey, you could pick it up again at 045. I like this buying that we're seeing into it in ZF. It's interesting that they're almost rebalanced. Something kind of fishy's going on. There's the E-minis continues to push up though. Like they're still buying it in the 5-year. What is going on? Well, they put a pretty good offer on the downtick there. And it downticked in ZF really easily. Man. Okay, so basically you've got about 10,000, 15,000 contracts short in the 5-year on limit orders, and they just made a tick pretty easily. It looks like they're going to test it again. E-mini did pop up there, but it's not like, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to buy it, but I think we gotta see somebody else buy it first. Quite a large imbalance on NCF. So the E-mini is not really seen sustained selling yet. I am seeing though that 57 at 045. Not yet. Yeah, I like it.
But equity news now is Bayer has got
Okay, so I took it. It seemed like it was an okay spot to go along at 045. Yep. Okay. You're getting some more selling in E-mini now. Just a little bit. They're trying to pivot it here. Yeah, they like a 225 in ZF. So I take it that Yoda really thinks that this is a long, huh? Okay. Oh, the second contract didn't get filled. That's okay, guys. I think I handled my risk appropriately there.
Getting reports now on Twitter as German magazine apparently saying tariffs is next. FX macro on Twitter is heading in German magazine. Those auto tariffs is
Where is there a tweet?
Block by.
That'll do it. Yeah. Yes, sir. You remember I said that I wanted to go long there? If we touched the 06 and I even had a limit order in there at one point. But if I had taken that trade, that would not have filled. No way. Right. And the equities really dumped there. Now, if only he could just tweet something really negative. You know, tweet something mean about China. That would be great. Okay, so there's one. So I think that I need to do that. Ooh. Okay, they traded through 07 a little too easily. Yeah. I should have. Okay, you know what? That was a stop run. I'm out. Okay.
more at auto store. We were our tariffs.
There was another. More headlines. Okay, so the E-mini did a little bit of a sweep down there, and that's what kind of caused this pullback. If I was the Chinese, I would be coming in and saying, okay, you want a trade war? We'll have it, and you will lose. And really kick the equity markets when they're down, and that would help their negotiating power. But anytime that they've done that in the past, it's tended to hurt the Chinese more because they're not very good at it. Okay. So that's a pretty good bounce there. I kind of wanted a little better than 7.5, but we're going to go long again. Okay. I don't know why that's still there. Why do I keep putting 2 periods? Okay. Well, that came back a little bit too much. Um, him. Well, 065 is the spot that I would have wanted to take it. So I think I done goofed.
We will preset travel to the on Wednesday.
I think that E-mini's gonna fall here. Right there, you still there, Ace? You take that short at 26, 60, 75 again? No, they're moving through it. Stop! You're supposed to be selling. I'm really tempted to add to my risk here because that's where I should have gotten out, but um, this is kind of like a pullback. So, and those have not necessarily been super great probability trades for me in the past. So I don't know if it's appropriate to increase my risk here. And I'm not seeing enough of a signal here. I do think I'm gonna get back to break even though, or my one tick or whatever. Okay.
For 10 minutes time, we'll be getting the US Conference Board Consumer Confidence November, expected at 135.7 against a par of 7.9. On the break on the vision 72 previously, par of 140.
I was really impatient here on this whole thing. It's really, really foolish on my part.
We will report the 5% pass rate. Boards are exempt.
Yay. You see, guys? You see, if you make a deal,
Block
then
sell.
everything's okay. Oh,
At the
shit.
They are expected to cost us. Speaking about
Really? So that block sell is suspicious. Yeah. This is if they come back up here after that, that's gonna be effing hilarious. It's not hilarious because really what that means is that somebody block sold at 065 to cause all of those stop orders to go through at oh 06 just so that they could get more orders along at 06. Because 06 was the level to hold, really. That was like the key level where they they clamped on and everything. So that's definitely the spot that they're kind of using as a reference. So for there to be an iceberg and then come back up like that, that's super. What is the word? Super sketch, you know. Like somebody pulled the fast one on the market there. Was it at 065 or was it at 06? Yeah. What I'm seeing in the E-mini doesn't look positive to me. Hmm. Okay. So it got filled. So they're still selling. I don't. I really think they're gonna break this 2655 level, guys. I don't trade the E-mini anymore. Nope, I've sworn off my evil ways. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, gotta discover prices, I guess. Still, it's awfully. I don't know. It's awfully nothing. It's just kind of. I think that they're gonna go for it, and the minis kind of hasn't realized it yet. That or I'm just dead wrong.
2 minutes now to wait the US conference expected at 1. Breakdown of
I'm
emergency
not
situation
familiar with this number.
prior and next hour of
Oh, that's the CB consumers. Oh, that's I see. Yeah, they're pushing up there. I don't know. I guess one thing we should keep in mind, the thing that really pushed us down was a report that tariffs could go into effect next week by a German magazine. What's their source? You know? Like, I think there's a really good chance that that report is complete bullshit. But what it does do is it just reminds everybody that the auto tariffs are on the table now and are possibly coming soon, and that is that would get ugly. Okay, so then you take that little big order there.
minute.
I'm gonna guess this number was 137.9 last time. They're expecting 136.2. So less than last time, and I think that that sounds about right. So I think that it's either going to be in line or worse.
Ten seconds. On 35.7.
That's bad. It's a very bad.
In line with expectations. Closer on breakdown on the situation 72.7. Expectation index 11.0. The jobs hard to get index 12.2.
The job's hard to get index? That's a thing? I've never heard that before. Okay. Now they seem to be gunning for it a little bit. That's a bit too much absorption though at 07. Yeah, there you go. little bit more like it. Lot is traded at 07. Okay. So the 07.5 is pulling pretty easily. Did you know that a flamingo can only eat when its head is upside down? Okay. I've never heard that before. Flamingos are weird birds, I'll tell you that. Fun facts with Revo. I like this. This should be a segment. He should make a YouTube channel. It'd probably be better than my YouTube channel, don't you think, guys? Fun facts with Revo. You guys ever seen fun facts with about the octopus? Okay. So you're getting these weird buy-in spikes in the E-mini. That's not, in my experience, necessarily a good sign for them to move up, that is. Because what that means is that buyers are coming in aggressively and then selling, and it's falling back quickly. And they're not holding their ground. That 2660.75 level, though, is pretty... I put an X there earlier, like several days ago. We're still there, so that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, and here's the E-mini pushing up again. They didn't make a new high, though. Did they make a new high? I think that time they made a new high. Okay. Okay, that's interesting though, because the E-mini is not really moving, or sorry, treasuries are not really moving down, even though they made that a little bit higher. That, if you had caught it, would have been a good risk reward area. I think though you take it off here though now that that showed up. Hmm. Top run before they hit the highs. I think they're still do it though. It may be short lived. I don't know. I'm so curious. Okay. They're eating into the O6, so I don't think that's the whole thing has been that we expect that O6 to hold, or that there to be an iceberg there. Now, not a lot is selling into it, but I don't know. E-mini is trying to turn around here, maybe. Skybridge, there's a junior high in my local area where the teacher has been accused of murder. And that's showing up on my Twitter feed. Okay, well, there was kind of the new high. They're pulling back a little bit. Should have, I've been a little too complacent here when we were back up here and we came to 065. I should have gotten rid of it.
Okay, in
That, this is suspicious. Oh. This is parabolic. This is a short man. Yeah, that just looks a little I don't know. Look at it on this chart. That's just a little bit. I don't think so. I think you fade that one. Watch me be wrong. It'll be fun. You can laugh about it. But that is parabolic. Why would you get parabolic buying? There's no reason to be buying this. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter, obviously. Well, not that it doesn't matter, but I mean, sometimes the market doesn't care, right? But I just don't. That move does not seem reasonable or rational to me. That looked like a crescendo. That yeah, that was just not normal. Sorry. They kind of pushed up a little bit again and they ticked down. So it's definitely equity correlations here. By the way, the euro has been going down, as has the JPY. That's super interesting.
And with
Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, not too much of a reaction to that one though. I think the E-mini is gonna sell though. I think you want to go short at 26.73. What do you think? Did hit my 26.655, just saying. Sure, but you're not, certainly not short still. I think he got his pips and was done, right? Oh, he went long 26.63 at one point. What?
Reputing the
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. That is positive. I did kind of say, though, that the probability that that report is bullshit is pretty high. I did say that, didn't I? But in my mind, the report didn't really change anything. I don't see a reason for them to be as bullish as they were on that run up. Does not make sense to me, personally. It's just me. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. That 06 half is really pulling. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Cool. I'm just gonna leave it alone for a second. This market is becoming extremely irrational to me. Okay, well, it's stopping at 07. I think that they will go higher because I really like that buying in the 5-year.
Irish PM Varadkar, a new Brexit deal not likely where the Varadkar speaking in Parliament.
Okay. Um, I think that the E-mini will still move back down, but who knows? It's been a real ride, though. Hmm. E-mini just kind of flatlining here.
Radker again. I'm prepared for an
Yeah, it is picking a lot of the same spots that I am. That's interesting. I like this big order in the ZF. What is with that? There's a big order up above us too, though. Like those both showed up. Hmm. Okay. E-mini could go down for a lot more now. I thought about adding more to 065, but I said no. Let's get some more confirmation in here first. Igor is. Oh, that was Sunday. I was like, Igor is long? The yen? What? I think. So earlier, Alligator had posted this chart that kind of looked like a rainbow. And Dusty Fresh said if Alligator is a cisgendered white male, then I'm sure it's very non-politically correct. And Market Steve says, I think he came out as an attack helicopter. And Dusty Fresh says, he gets a pass, and attack helicopters are a very oppressed class, which are slaves to their European military masters. Helicopter lives matter. Okay. Okay. Well, I think that the E-mini could continue to move down, but it has not been as fast as I would have expected. I think that this bull run in the E-mini is highly suspicious. And I said that it would come down, and I said you shorted up there, but hasn't fallen that much yet. Notice that they don't really trade so decent amount, except for at that '06. But generally, there's a decent amount trading at each price to step up. But they never do it until a little bit is pulled. Like they have to pull to like 1,000, and then they'll trade through it, and then it'll be like 2,000 to clear it. So it's like the robots are all stopping into it or something. I don't know. Bitcoin, it kind of looks a little negative to me now. I'm just kind of noticing that. Yeah, cumulative delta is kind of like flatlined. think I think that Bitcoin futures like close like what, tomorrow or Thursday? A little unsure on that one. Let's post a Patreon notes for those of you guys. If there's anybody new out there, I do have a Patreon and I post on it every day. And subscribers for $5 can see the posts that day, and the general public can see them 3 days later. So I would encourage you, there's some good information there. It's been very predictive of Bitcoin prices, so I would definitely check it out from time to time, even if you don't subscribe. Well, I don't like that 075 is stacking up a little bit, but let's just take the one there, the two there. So after all of that, that trade ended up being minus 2 ticks. Notch. ETC. ETH. LTC. Pivx. Bitcoin. Urge. Okay. Okay, well, if I had been more patient, it could have gotten the 075, but that's okay. The 075 is a more appropriate price, and I think that the E-mini has come back to something a little bit more reasonable. But I think there's still a lot of risk out there, so I don't think that buying treasuries may not be a bad idea. Being long treasuries might not be a bad idea. I think there's a good chance that they break over that high, but it's past my time now. It's hard for me to say. We gotta do consider that there's probably a lot of Euro traders, and they got in basically around this same area. So you might just see a lot of balance and people taking, closing trades out in here. That's why I was waiting for the 075, because I thought, because it's the highest spot in the profile, it's a high probability of getting filled, but I wanted to do my notes and I wasn't going to pay attention to it, so I should have just left it, but oh well. And it did tick down, like I didn't, there was size there and stuff, so I felt like it was a reasonable trade to take off. And yeah, I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's probably a lot of new people today, so hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's really boring sometimes, but we did have some good stuff, didn't we? That move up was crazy. That move down was crazy. This thing in the E-mini was crazy. Yeah, it's just a wild market right now. And might be like this until the end of the roll, so we could be a little bit more careful. And with it, tomorrow is, what do we got tomorrow? We do have preliminary GDP, so I think we have some okay trading tomorrow, and then after that, it's going to be like roll. I think I might roll on Thursday and be super risk adverse at that point. So, man, I had some really good trades and some really bad trades today. It's a little hard for me to judge though, because some of these are on 2 contracts. Like that one was bad. That one I should have cut off way earlier. Anyways, like if I'm long 2 contracts, I shouldn't be taking more than -2 on them, But the 2 contracts thing gives me more hope that it's going to come back up, and we don't want to be doing that, We're not setting our risk. We're giving ourselves too much unknown risk. So I think that's my problem. But, we did okay still. I didn't, lose a ton. And the waffles were excellent. Good. Okay. Well, it's going to be an interesting week. My recollection is that you get the roll, and then you get the start of the new contract, and you can have okay trading. Then Christmas comes and it's just dead. Like that whole time period after the holidays, I will not be trading, straight up. And then when we come back, that was a really good time for me last year. So, it'll be exciting. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow.